Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually had some absolutely massive leaks that just came out, and this is all in regards to the PlayStation 5. Now, when it comes to like a lot of these big leaks and rumors and just even files, datas, whatever it is, whenever people have a chance to go get them, sometimes it's a really bad thing. Mainly the fact, obviously, if you have like whole entire files and basically games or just like internals or like anything that's very, very special towards a game, gaming brand or whatever, if it gets leaked, there's always the potential for it to be really, really bad. But on the reverse side, sometimes it's actually a really, really good thing when it does actually get leaked on out for future improvements, as well as also seeing more stuff open source that people can actually time on it and make it better. And this is actually a leak that's actually a good leak at the end of the day. So we're going to talk about this because, well, it is a little bit sad that the PlayStation 5 has been affected. The actual outcome of this should actually make things better for a lot of folks, myself included, and as well, it's just really, really cool to go and see. So we have a lot of stuff to go talk about. I know I'm being a little bit on the vague on the intro side, but I think you guys will enjoy this news. And as well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. As well, for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway, Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console Controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below. And sign up for Weeble, deposit $100, get a bunch of free stock, free money, that Coinbase too as well. And let's get into this actually pretty big and pretty kind of somewhat important leak that's been floating around all throughout the internet itself. So, as you guys may have seen me kind of talk about right over there, there is one major thing that the PlayStation 5 has been somewhat known about as of recently. And that throughout this past 2 years or so is the PlayStation 5 controller. Now, as you guys know, there's a lot of cool features with the adaptive triggers, a lot of cool just everything with the console and controller, just a big combination of the two, as one of the really big selling points of the PlayStation. But we actually had some really, really big things kind of floating out over here too as well for the firmware update to on top of this, where actually PlayStation themselves accidentally leaked some major PlayStation 5 news. So let's go and talk about this because this is awesome. We have an article here from Comic Books 2 as well, and also quotes with the Reddit thread. So PlayStation have accidentally leaked a major new feature for the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller. Now, as you guys know, I love leaks, I love new information, and I also love new updates. The PlayStation 5 controller is one of the biggest selling points of the new PlayStation controller, which is true. Between the adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, it offers an experience you can't get on the Xbox Series X and Nintendo Switch, which once again, we've even seen Xbox themselves do send out interviews and all that stuff, where they're like, oh my god, would you guys love to see more cool things with the controller? Mainly because, as you guys know, Sony's just had a really good first mover advantage when it comes to the controller itself. It's a very impressive controller, but right now it's impossible to update its firmware without access to a PlayStation 5, which is actually a major problem for PC players with the controller. And that said, it looks like the issue is finally, thank God, leaked and remedied. Now, we have a few other things to talk about in this one too as well, but it also means this is huge. This might be a part 2 video too as well as we see more stuff, but this also might be a really, really big leak in terms of the future of the PlayStation 5 games on PC. Now, like I said, I may go dedicate more of a separate video on that because there's actually, I think, even more other news that came out with that. I just want to do a bit more research and see if more stuff comes out with it. But that's I think the biggest top tier thing in terms of leaks, in terms of future games on PC and all that. Now, I know a lot of you guys are trying to get your consoles. I'm mainly a PC guy. I love my PS5. It's literally right here. You guys can hear it as I touch it over there. It's literally, I like my console. I love my PS5. And whenever the brand new games come out, I play them without a doubt. But say a game like Elden Ring, which I actually literally finally beat, as of yesterday. So I may actually go put a community post and give you guys maybe my second YouTube channel if you just want to see me actually beat some of those bosses, because they're kind of hard at the end. But when it comes to this stuff, that might be a really huge bump and really huge leak towards games being accessible on PC. So while PlayStation bringing so many games to PC, it's almost inexplicable that PC users currently cannot update the firmware of the DualSense without access to a PS5, which I'd actually probably agree on that too, because there's probably a lot of folks out there, because I know people do it, myself even, with the Xbox controllers, will buy those just to utilize certain games. I know I personally prefer playing a racing game on a controller, or say for a game like Elden Ring. I definitely play that 100% on a controller. And as well, even some games like platformers, I always prefer controller too as well. And funny enough, I actually prefer the PlayStation 5 controller over the Xbox One or old Xbox 360 controllers even then. I know a lot of people out there agree as well. So Sony hasn't actually officially announced that this is changing, but there actually has now been a cached and now deleted license agreement from Sony that has leaked as much. And this is kind of where the big leak comes out, because people are like, whoa, 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 is this supposed to be on this website? Was this supposed to actually be here? Was this actually a thing? And as you guys can probably go and see from this Reddit thread over here that people have noticed and popped in this one too as well, if you guys go to the web cache, which goes and showcases up this over here, this actually is a brand new PlayStation.com legal document going into the firmware updater for DualSense wireless controller and user license agreement version 1.0. As you guys can kind of just go and see, it's just basically the usual disclaimers with like, please read this firmware updater for DualSense wireless controller and user agreement, blah, 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 blah. It's between you and Sony. You're accepting the agreement, blah, 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 blah. Like, we own your soul, blah, 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 blah. As basically just giving you like the restrictions and all the other various stuff. But this is a very specific thing too, because this is the general legal for when it comes to the PlayStation 5 updater and controller. And once again, this will lead towards more better, like, I guess, support, PC support, and as well, like I kind of was more pushing for, as we've been seeing PlayStation 5 and PlayStation games in general ending up on Steam. This is looking kind of nice. And I'm actually sure there's actually might even be a lot more games coming out on Epic, because as you guys have seen too as well, Epic has also had a pretty big investment from Sony, even this week, for over an extra $1 billion. So, kind of the big point for this leak, and I think this is kind of big, more so for what it can turn into. Now, the general leak itself, I love playing on my PS5, and if I could have more normal PC games with the adaptive triggers and other various features tied on into this with my PlayStation 5, so I could play them on PC, first and foremost, that'll be awesome. That'll be cool, and I'll definitely enjoy it myself. But part two of this is, like I said, I think the big focus will be more games coming. This kind of alludes towards the fact that they want to make sure you can play these games on the controller they're meant to be on. And I'm sure you guys also know, too, accessory markets actually are a pretty big deal. Now, when it comes, as I said, like PlayStation 5 controllers or PS4 controllers or Xbox controllers, are definitely things a lot of PC users use. If you guys aren't familiar with PC, just plug it in USB, same like the console, easy peasy. So basically for this one, we still have to wait officially, because for now, even the articles and myself kind of included, take everything with a grain of salt until we see an official Sony announcement of all this information. And of course, we really didn't like necessarily know the leak. They have even mentioned the video itself, because obviously, we saw a few games like God of War and a few other various PC games kind of come up on Steam, and they've done phenomenal, like think Horizon. So, like, it kind of makes sense that, like, the next major move, we've even had Jim Ryan and other Sony executives go and chime in that they want to go and push more into the PC market. It's like, it's the biggest duh. It's like, can we make more money? How can we make more money? Mobile? Sure. PC? Sure. Boom. Like, it's really not that hard to figure out. So just the fact that this is leading towards this, I think for just my own, like, little speculation side, because I do enjoy this, and like I said, I may make a more, I guess, in-depth video on it in the near future, I really think that Sony is definitely prepping up for their big PC push. I think they definitely want to put a lot more games on there, and as well with seeing how well some of these, like, big AAA games have been doing on Steam, I think they realize that this market's maybe a little bit bigger than they're expecting. So it's very nice to see on this one. So as you guys can see, even the article is saying, like, yeah, it's pretty cool that this leak is pretty much, it was going to happen at some point. But it's also very cool to see that it's pretty much imminent. And as well, because, like, we didn't really know, like, Sony's a little bit mysterious. We don't fully always know when they're doing stuff and what they're doing in general. We don't know when update is going to happen. Even now, if you guys saw our videos yesterday, we don't even know when the PSVR 2 is supposed to be coming out. Generally don't know. I mean, I wish I did. Like, I wish I personally did. So it's kind of always kind of intriguing to catch them, like, with their, just in general, because this is a cached version. This was not supposed to come out so as well. And Sony also still, at least at the time of me making this video, I mean, maybe throughout the day or, like, next few hours or whatever, has still not officially mentioned any of this stuff. And they usually don't comment on rumors and leaks as well. But at least on the bright side, it's just cool to go and get to see this. And very big shout out over here to K Garvey, who even found this in the first place. So I got to give a big thumbs up. I think this is cool. I can't wait to see more future stuff and future leaks like this coming out. My hair is looking crazy, by the way, but whatever. One of these days, it'll be looking okay. I just want to say thank you guys all so much for watching. Give me your comments and thoughts down below. Do you use your console and controllers on PC itself, or is that something you guys would maybe want to do in the future? And as well, I hope this will turn into a lot more bigger news in the near future, so make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console, and controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below. And sign up for Weeble, sign up for Coinbase, and I'll see you guys all throughout today for a bunch more videos. Love you guys.